A few months ago, a family decided to risk everything on a small coffee shop in Wears Valley. But almost immediately after taking over the business, something happened that completely caught them off guard and threatened to make an already difficult journey even harder. What was it? You'll have to keep watching to find out. Welcome to BearFACTs, where we explore the Smoky Mountains one bear fact at a time. In a world where every town seems to get another coffee shop chain, one family decided to do the exact opposite. They bought a small mountain coffee shop in Wears Valley and are trying to build something uniquely Smoky Mountains. The shop is in Wears Valley, off of 321 heading towards Townsend, Tennessee. A place that many people have passed by, but until very recently, they continue to pass by. Now, you might ask why that is? Well, the thing is Wears Valley has always been a little different from the rest of the Smoky Mountains. It's much smaller, quieter, and far less noisy. And while Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg continue to grow bigger and noisier and louder and brighter, Wears Valley held strong to their small town character. The people here hold to their neighborly hospitality. There's far more local businesses and a slower pace of life that generally has become harder to find anywhere else in the area. Wears Valley offers a glimpse of what the Smoky Mountains felt like before the go-karts, mountain coasters, and arcades transformed the landscape of the surrounding cities. This once overlooked community is slowly becoming a destination in its own right. And that's exactly what brought us to today's story. A local family recently decided to take a chance on that future by purchasing a small coffee shop and investing in a community they believe in. Their business is very easy to find, as all you need to do is look for this giant pickup truck along 321 with the Hillbilly Restaurant sign below. The previous coffee shop was the GSM Coffee and Outfitters, but the family is now rebranding it into the Wears Valley Coffee. Opening a small business anywhere is hard, but doing so in the Smoky Mountains, where tourism changes like the season and competition is everywhere, that takes some serious courage. But I guess if you ever heard the phrase, you'll miss 100% of the shots you don't take, this family decided to take their shot. Now, when you first walk inside, you immediately notice this place still has that comfortable mountain vibe. To the left is the Outfitters, a store that sells clothing and general merchandise that you might need when on vacation. These things range from simple fishing gear to affordable inner tubes for those of you who are renting and want to spend a lazy day on the little river, to collapsible water bowls or accessories you might need for your mountain pooch. Because yes, this place is very pet friendly. To the right is the coffee shop. Here you can purchase a growing menu of handcrafted beverages, simple snacks, and pastries from local vendors. So let's start with their coffee. Wears Valley serves K Brew coffee, which is a locally produced and roasted coffee brand out of Knoxville, Tennessee. And if you never had K Brew before, which I hadn't until then, it's incredibly smooth, not at all bitter or overly strong. This coffee feels like the mountains, a coffee that's calming yet vibrant and smooth as the mountain hills surrounding you. As you're traveling through and need a pick-me-up, this is the perfect mountain coffee brew. The shop will sell you the coffee by the cup, or you can pick up a bag. And you can brew it in the morning as you're starting your morning in the cabin or stopping after a hiking day. They offer a large variety of handcrafted drinks, and they have seasonal drinks throughout the year. Right now, their summer drink is the Oreo Frap, which seems to be a huge hit right now. I actually got to try it, and let me tell you, it was fantastic. I love Frappuccinos usually from Starbucks, but I would take this Frap over Starbucks any day. It's that good. Now, for those of you like my husband who don't like coffee, they have other varieties and ways to caffeinate you that don't involve coffee beans at all. One of them is a dirty soda. Now, it sounds like a weird name, but they've become pretty popular around the area. From what I understand, a dirty soda is when they take regular soda and flavors and then they add it with a heavy cream. Now, I haven't tried one yet, so if there's anyone out here who has and tried it here, please let us know. I hear they're delicious. I don't know. It sounds good to me. I just haven't had a chance to try one. Another thing that they also have just recently added to the menu is something called a loaded tea. And no, it's not the Smoky Mountains moonshine tea. No, it's not loaded like that. These are loaded with caffeine instead. So there's tons of fruity flavors for people who want energy without drinking coffee, which honestly makes sense because not everyone visiting the Smokies likes a cup of coffee in the middle of summer. Now, if coffee or caffeine isn't what you're looking for, but you prefer a little snack, don't worry, they got you covered because the family's actually has their own snack brand called the Wears Valley Snack Company, which they are selling beef jerky. You can sample the beef jerky before purchasing, and let me tell you, I really did enjoy some of the flavors. Well, I'm not a big person into spicy, but I'm sure that those of you who like different kinds might even be interested in this place. They also have other brands and products that are locally sourced, which they sell, one of which they are partnered with the Landry's Bakery out of Sevierville, and they're starting to offer pastries here, and their goods are extremely popular. So right now, when we were there, they were already out of almost all the pastries. This was all they had left, and they just started selling them here. Now, what really stood out to us wasn't just the coffee. It was the commitment this family has made to supporting other local businesses. Throughout the store, if you look closely, you're going to find handcrafted artwork, locally made products, and unique pieces that you won't find in larger tourist shops. And in today's Smoky Mountains, that's become increasingly rare. Rather than filling their shelves with cheap souvenirs and imported trinkets, these owners have chosen to invest in local artisans and makers, giving visitors a chance to take home something actually uniquely Smoky Mountains. An example of this are the bonsai tree sculptures the shop has on display. These sculptures are transformed from hundreds of yards of simple reels of wire into intricate bonsai sculptures. Each piece manages to feel both delicate and rugged at the same time, much like the Smoky Mountains themselves. As you continue to peruse the store, you're going to find hand-painted jewelry from Kai Stone, books by local author Amanda Middleton, handcrafted walking sticks by Mark Estes, and a variety of other locally made products. And what makes these displays even more meaningful is that many of the vendors have short biographies displayed alongside their work, allowing you to learn a little bit about the people behind the products. Suddenly, you're not just looking at merchandise on the shelf, you're connecting with the artists, makers, and storytellers who gave the Smoky Mountains their character. Now, we did get to spend a little time in talking with the owners, and of course, we asked them, what are your future plans? And also, of course, what are some of the struggles that you've been facing? And the owners were very open and talked about what they wanted to do. One of the biggest plans they have is to expand seating, and I hope they can find a way to incorporate the views of the mountains behind, because boy, Wears Valley has some spectacular views of the mountains. And of course, they're hoping to adjust and continue to change their inventory to fit the needs of the tourism and the locals in the area, and to fit still with the Smoky Mountains. They want to try to keep that vibe, that small town craftsmanship vibe. And that will also be reflected in their menu as they continue to grow that as well. Some of the inventory they already had in there was from the previous business, so they're probably going to cycle through some of that stuff and then maybe add more unique items as they go. So of course, we had to ask the big question, where have your biggest struggles been as being new business owners of the area? And not much of it was surprising, except for one piece, which I'll talk about in a minute. Their biggest struggle, of course, is what most people have in their own personal life, which is balancing parenting, long work days, and managing a business while still commuting 2 hours every day just to keep their doors open. That itself would be too much for me and I'd be overwhelmed. But now here's the next hurdle. The next thing that happened was that as soon as they opened their doors, the restaurant next door closed for renovations. Now, for a small business trying to establish itself, losing that neighboring traffic certainly didn't help. But if there's one thing we've learned from talking with the family is that they're not looking for shortcuts. Their focus is on the long game, building something meaningful one customer at a time. In a region increasingly shaped by tourism, places like this help preserve the character of the Smoky Mountains. So if you're passing through Wears Valley, stop in and grab a drink and support a local business that's trying to build something meaningful. If you visited this business, please share your experience in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. I hope this video helps you plan your visit to the Smoky Mountains. You're getting an honest review from our personal experiences, but facts and things change, so please keep us in the loop if you've learned anything new. Thanks again for visiting us at BearFACTs of the Smoky Mountains. Please click that like button and subscribe to our channel.